Okay, beautiful people, we are watching the video from Animal Deep. The title of the video is Bad News for Luffy, the One Piece treasure. We finally know Imu's plan and true power. So let's see, what is Imu plan? So this is, well, it's not spoiler, because in the title it's going to be, I don't know if it's spoiler, but beware! Beware! So what was the end of the last chapter was with Vegapunk saying that the world is going to be submerged, and then the picture of mermaids and stuff. And I was thinking, well, this is the plan. This is what is going to happen. This is the end game. I guess the Imu wants to control all the people in the world, so less people the better. And that's why also Mary Joyce is so high up in the sky.
It's finally here. Goda has.
But let's see what they have to say. Animal Boss Deep.
Vegapunk's message reveal changes.
Wait a minute.
Let's see the comment. This is the risk you take when you read weekly. You know the risks, so you should have tempered your expectations accordingly. You can't expect to receive instant gratification every chapter. If you don't like the weekly experience, just review it in a month batches or something. I don't know. There's something someone says something about Animal Boss Deep. These are the clowns. Did this guy just start shitting on One Piece to Unix's greater arc all time, while One Piece was like this 1000 plus chapter, just less interesting and important? Bro, stop hating, just enjoy the story.
I have made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I do not expect to be forgiven. I should have had more faith in Goda.
Take this L.
Okay, the wait was excruciating, but it was worth it, as Vegapunk's message changes everything we know about Imu and the 800-year plan of the world government, which is to sink the...
Why do you mean everything? He changed everything about he changed everything we know about Imu. I don't know anything about Imu. I know he's got like a eye kind of milk, and he's really slim and tall, but I don't even know if he's a she. I guess he's a she. I would think she's a she. But I don't know. I know nothing. I think he's got like really long arms. Maybe he's a member of the long arm family. That's what I think. That's all I know. And then I know there is like some theories that when in Punk Hazard there was those huge monster in the background, it was actually Imu. But let's see. I don't know.
Entire world. Yep, everything is about to be cooked. And if you're a devil fruit user, your entire career is over. This
No.
also
Yeah, this guy.
Imu is indeed the Umibozu yokai, where every one of his Gorosei minions are well versed in the voice of all things. But before all that, we gotta get to know what the bubbles were last chapter. And drumroll please, it's Vegapunk's big ass head. Vegapunk's true brain
With hair and stuff like that. What?
that keeps it alive while separated from his body. If you're creeped out by this, you are
Yeah, it's
alone.
kind of
Even
creepy.
Mars begins to question what death means when you consider a life being held onto in this way. Is it just Vegapunk's memories in there, or is his consciousness still alive? Regardless of the dystopian...
Well, I think if his brain is dead, it means that he is there. And even if his body dies, he's got like maybe some way to transfer his consciousness, like he's transferring his consciousness in 7 bodies. So I guess that if he can transfer his consciousness to 7 body, why not transfer consciousness to something else? Why not just give up his body? Like, I think that his like physical body is not that important. That's what I think.
Sight before him, Mars looks to the Denden Mushi on the ground and stomps on it, hoping to stop the broadcast. However, Vegapunk was one step ahead. This was yet another diversion, and under the shell was just a normal transponder's name.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
With the clock now ticking down to only 30 seconds remaining, there is no longer any time for the Gorosei to find the true source of the broadcast, and despite their best efforts, it begins. We see people from all over the world listening in on their snails, from Kaya to Crocus to the people of Baltimore and even the pirates of Hachinose. It doesn't matter who or where they live. The world stood in silence waiting on Vegapunk's word.
And now we have a one week break from the Japan.
The Gorosei, who become even more aggressive as the message starts. Adding
Japan
even more
Golden
weight
Week
to this
is called.
moment is Mars warning the rest of the Gorosei that Vegapunk was trying to carry the torch of the Ohara scholars and was about to finish what they started by revealing the truth to the entire world. As for the other Gorosei, Samurai Gandhi is on a rampage trying to get through Frankie.
Samurai Gandhi.
But Sanji shows up to save her. This is a massive W for Sanji. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Honestly, bro, we live in wild times. Bro is actually pulling at his weight now. For real though, with the protect women alarm going off in Sanji's head, he holds his own against Venus, a top tier. Bro even forces Venus to transform into his Bankatsu form, a flaming spectral horse with arms that can still carry his sword for him. Big ups to Sanji. Let's give him some clap.
Oh, what y'all doing? Hold on. Hey.
Ah, yeah, she's 12. What the fuck?
Oh my god, not again. I'm rude. Say now.
I always get confused because I always think that she's like old enough, but she's actually not old enough. Sanji, what the heck?
Bungie trash off my screen. You know the truth about Buddy. You saw her when she landed onto her ship, bro. Get out of here.
For the love of God, please!
This new form of Venus turns the tides and his horse mouth chomps down on Faibanji, literally breaking his bones in half. Thank God, bro. Break more of his bones. Meaning that in the next chapter, we will see Zombie Sanji once again repairing all the damage for him to get broken again. Luckily, Oimo and Kashi are here to save this fraud's ass. And real quick here, can we talk about just how big this dude is? When we see Sanji kicking Venus,
Wow, look how his head is
Sanji
huge.
taller than Venus's head, and when the giants grab him, it looks like he's a horse big enough for them to ride. Even the trees around them don't make it up to the horse's knees. They aren't the only ones becoming big though, as Bonnie uses her fruit to get a giant-ish future where she's even larger than Venus. This is truly a sight to behold, as after witnessing Luffy, Bonnie herself is becoming more proficient in using her future Nika-ish powers, where a 12-year-old girl is stomping on this senile bozo. Also, I'm pretty sure Sanji is getting big too. Meanwhile, Vegapunk's message tells the world a few things. Firstly, he's going to be executed for his transgressions, and that the broadcast was set to begin when his party—
I wonder what are his transgression? All the experiment is done only through his life, or because he modified Kuma? What are his transgressions? What does he feel guilty about? I don't know. I'm really curious. What did he do? Is because he helped the evil, helping the world government? Is it because of that? I have no clue. But I guess his body's dead.
So we get all the reactions you might expect to Vegapunk being dead. Duval is confused because he was supposed to be held hostage by the Straw Hats and he knows they wouldn't kill him. Caesar Clown and Judge are freaking out because they had just begun working together as Neo Mads to surpass Vegapunk, and now he will never get to see what they can do. And finally, big news, Morgans is angry because this new technology will kill print media. This dude is completely unconcerned with Vegapunk's death. He's just worried about the views, bro. Second, Vegapunk begs the world to understand that the ones who killed him are not evil, no matter who they seem to be, adding that he won't discuss right and wrong because he doesn't know enough about him to judge. This does several things. It is very likely that the blame for Vegapunk's death will publicly be
Go
placed
to
on
Luffy.
Straw Hats. By making this claim, Vegapunk allows the world to doubt what they hear. It also puts into question the Goroseis though. If he is being killed for transgressions, then it is likely he needed to make someone very high up very angry, and so people with a bit of common sense can jump to the Gorosei or the Marines being the ones who really killed him. However, hidden in this statement is also the idea of him. He isn't killed by a them or a group. So while the Straw Hats will be blamed, they can't be the culprits. Him also doesn't fit for a collection of people like the Gorosei or the Marines. So Vegapunk's transgressions must be against one singular being, someone with power
Him.
to eliminate the greatest mind in the entire world for opposing him, and which is
Yeah, look at Imu-sama with longer arms and stuff like
we don't
that.
have Imu figured out yet. That while he seems to be an ultimate evil, there might still be more that we don't know. Either way,
It's really tall,
Vegapunk
that's all we
alludes
know.
to the hidden master of the world, Saturn panics and tries to clear through the Straw Hats and stop the broadcast, but he is stopped when he sees Robin. She immediately recognizes his voice and thinks back to the man who had ordered the destruction of Ohara. Saturn commanded the Marines to wipe her people off the face of the planet.
I don't remember this guy's voice in Ohara.
Allowing Robin to leave rather than Aokiji, but regardless of who was to blame all those years ago, he would be the one to finish the job now. As he goes to kill Robin, Nami calls for everyone to protect her. She dives to push Robin out of the way, summoning Zeus to block the attack. Chopper jumps into guard point to act as well. And Usopp, Usopp, what are you doing, Usopp? Bro, put the slingshot down. You ain't doing nothing. Usopp, listen, bro. Just gamer subs. Use code ABD, free shipping, 10% off. Get that shit, lock in, and maybe you can do something. So this is the collection of the weakest Straw Hats. No Zoro, no Sanji, no Luffy, no Jinbei, even Frankie isn't there to help them, and they are holding off a transformed Gorosei member, all to save Robin. This will most likely be the moment we see Robin go full throttle. Similar to her fighting a spider in Black Maria who used pills to enhance her zone form. Robin will need to overcome her PTSD by squashing another insect with her Giganto feet. From the very start of Egghead, Robin's trauma and involvement of Ohara has laid a perfect storm for her to affirm her 1 billion berry bounty threat. But listen, the broadcast is still going on, so who the hell has the key for it? It's of course Monkey Deadbeat!
Come on now, dog.
Okay, seriously, okay.
I'm sure he's going to do something. It's impossible that Dragon all this time did nothing. Wow, we saw even Shank do one attack in departure. We need to see something from Dragon. We need. It's impossible. Is his friend Vegapunk? Whoa, is he going to just sit and watch Kuma getting abused, Vegapunk die? What does he do? I'm sure when he shows up, everyone is gonna love me. Love him. I'm sure about that. Because he has to. He's Luffy's father. He's an ex-marine that changed his stance to be on the right side of the cookie.
Okay, I'm not trolling. Don't cut me out. Look. Seriously, look at the broadcast snail. Look at this broadcast snail, okay? Now, look at the snail next to Dragon. Look at his feet. Right next to his feet. Do they not look similar to each other? This is proof. Dragon has the snail, guys.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Even your
Get outta here.
The snail that's doing the broadcast is a triangle, okay? So, what if, hear me out, okay? Dragon has the broadcast key. I'm not crazy. I swear I'm not crazy.
Stop it. Get some help.
Anyways, Mars begins wondering if he should just destroy the power plant, but Saturn rejects the idea because if they do it, they will also destroy the only means of producing Mother Flame. One more thing about the dragon thing, you know when Vegapunk said like, I'm about to die? Like, that was a warning, like your transponder snail about to broadcast, okay? That's why we saw that scene of Dragon and Call with Shaka in the beginning. Okay, back to Mother Flame, They can't just destroy the island, okay? Because they would also lose a lot of marine ships, soldiers, all that shit. Let's be honest, he called them insects, but they'll still lose a lot, so they don't want to just blow up the entire island. Mars also says something interesting here though. He mentions that there are too many life forms around the lab, so he can't sense unique telepathic waves. It's our first real look at how the Goroseis communicate with each other, and it seems like
Telepathic
it's less
wave.
effective when others are nearby. This could imply that the Gorosei have the ability of the voice of all things, where they are able to control it to some degree. Let's not forget, Luffy and Momonosuke use of this was a great help during the Wano War, so the Gorosei living for such a long time might have unlocked its secrets. But talking of secrets, Vegapunk reveals the biggest one of them all, the imminent future. That is, the world.
Our world is going to sink into the ocean.
After being his evidence for it. And his proof, of course, lies in what happened 800 years ago when the ancient kingdom lost to Imu and the 20 allied nations. This great flood is something Imu has been wanting to cause for nearly a millennium. That's why Joy Boy was constructing the great ship of Noah. He wanted to make sure even if the world drowns, he can save the people inside of it. That is also why the Buccaneer race were persecuted, as they too wanted to save others like Kuma, and with the name being Buccaneer, they helped construct Noah. However, it never came to fruition because Joy Boy and the ancient kingdom stopped Imu at the expense of their death. Let me explain. We know that Imu did start the Great Flood 800 years ago due to old Wano being underwater, the existence of Impel Down in the Calm Belt, and finally, in Jinbei's cover story, he discovers a poneglyph in some underwater ruins, suggesting that humans lived on the seabed. And Joy Boy, understanding the consequences of the flood wiping all knowledge from the world,
Imagine this is related to our world. There is someone that wants to drown all of us. Nah, there is no Berry Joyce in the world. There is no like a sky place or palace.
So, for 800 years as punishment. Because the great crime Zunisha committed was, of course, getting tricked by Imu and giving him the weapon to cause all this destruction, which Imu uses once again for the destruction of Lucia, causing the sea levels all around the world to rise by 1 meter. This drowned many islands and beaches all across the planet. But 800 years ago, when Imu started to use this weapon, Joy Boy and the ancient kingdom hid or destroyed the fuel source for Uranus. The likely spot where the sea level rise was started is, of course, the giant sea sinkhole at Eni's lobby, where even to this day the sea level around Water 7 is still rising and Aqua Laguna is getting more ferocious. The fate of Water 7 will be the fate of the entire world soon enough. However, if Imu is able to create more holes, then this process of drowning will speed up even more. Now, only 1 meter rise doesn't sound like a lot, but you have to remember that it's only the beginning. The water level rise doesn't stop, as this phenomena is occurring even in Alabasta, where the sea is getting rid of the Shandora River inch by inch. By the way, at about 30-meter rise in our world, all of Florida is submerged. Honestly, that's not a loss.
What did he say?
This is why York and Vegapunk's factory is so important to the Gorosei. Vegapunk created for them what Imu was waiting for all this time. And if you're thinking, isn't waiting
Mother
for
Flame
rise inch by inch kind of boring, and what does Imu hope to achieve? Well, the concept of time is different to immortal beings like the Gorosei. While we are limited by our TikTok brain rot and death, this can't be applied to them. That's why they started the project to build Tequila Wolf to bridge the world, and in 800 years, they haven't connected a single island. The Gorosei and Imu don't consider themselves humans. They are a life form that exists above everyone else. Imu's great cleansing literally means they want to wash away the filth of the lower races. Complete eradication of all diversity to make sure their home or planet has no more insects left. That is why Imu wants to flood the world. It kind of reminds you of a certain Austrian painter from the 1930s. But there is one question still left. If Emu floods the entire world, what will he rule? Well, this then brings us to the theory of Emu's devil fruit, where he has the power over the sea itself. If the entire world
So
is
he
the
can
sea,
control the sea?
everything under the sun can be controlled by Emu. It's possible that Emu can't create new seawater, but can only control what's already present. That's why this world flooding is so important to him. The evidence of Emu's
Looks so ugly,
first
Simu.
comes from his zone form silhouette, looking kind of like the Umibozu, where it's a sea yokai that pops up to destroy ships. Perhaps ships carrying Binks' sake or liberation. Furthermore, Emu backwards in Japanese literally means sea, and if Emu can control the sea, you also control devil fruits, which are manifestations of people's dreams.
Maybe
Since
Mimu has got the
fruit-
power of controlling people who consumed the... Whoever consumed any devil fruit can be controlled by Mimu. What about that? Do you think? Is it good? Is a good theory?
Users can't swim, and if the whole world is ocean, then dreams themselves drown before Emu. The sea is the ultimate form of restriction and control in the One Piece world, which is only there to divide people. It is actually opposite of what Vegapunk wanted with his inventions. It's tragic to see him being manipulated like this, as it's clear that without his help, Emu's plan wouldn't come to fruition just yet. He gave them the fuel source, which is now powering the drowning of the planet. Vegapunk's dream was to bring peace and prosperity to everyone in the world through science. That's why he created this fuel for the government, which is potent enough to power an island buster, which can literally scare the sea away. However, the real reason the government wanted him to create this was to destroy the world, and now he feels guilt beyond imagination. Everything he did to Kuma...
It's like analogy of the guy who created the nuclear bomb. Created, I think, well, maybe created the nuclear energy. No, he discovered energy and he wanted to help the world. Instead, they diverged the plan into creating something to kill people. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's that. Who knows?
and so many others was for the goal of helping the masses, but it has all come back to bite him in the ass. That's why Vegapunk has started the message to reveal to the world the real truth. It's a way for him to atone for his sins. And if you guys want to know more about this crazy history of Emu, then watch our theory on what exactly happened 800 years ago, where we outline everything that happens in the One Piece world from like 10,000 years ago. So watch that.
How do they know what happened in 10,000 years ago in One Piece? I have no clue what happened 10,000 years ago. What do you think about this theory? Does Emu want to submerge? Does Emu want to submerge the whole the world underwater, or is like something that has got to happen? Imagine it's not actually Emu that wants to submerge the world. Imagine that the water level rising is not something related to Emu, by something maybe that he can avoid, but he doesn't want to avoid, actually wants to accelerate with this mother flame. I have no clue. Who Emu is, what kind of race he is, what is the devil fruit. The theory about the Umibozu makes sense. And now that, the more I think, the more I feel. What I'm sure is that the Pirate King is going to be buggy. That's 100% why. I'm sure 100%. Let me know, what do you think? What is the master plan? What is Emu going after? Let me know. Probably you didn't get to this point on the video, but if you did, you are crazy, because I don't know how you did it. Peace. Oh, where is the stop?